Hey guys and girls, just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Buzzsprout. Start a podcast today with free podcast hosting for Buzzsprout, easy podcasting software for hosting, promoting, and tracking your podcast. Buzzsprout is the best way to publish a podcast online for secure and reliable hosting to full iTunes support. Get started for free, no credit card required, cancel at any time.
Stats are for losers.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is.
You play to win the game.
Welcome to the Airin podcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Airing It Out podcast. I am blessed and honored to have my good friend Domonique on the show. Mr. Grant, how you doing?
Outstanding. Thank you for having me.
For sure, bro. Thanks so much for coming on. It's the second go around.
Yes,
So that's pretty.
yes.
That's pretty fire. Do me a favor. You don't have to have it all up in your grill like you're about to drop some tracks. But yeah, there you go. A little
But
bit.
you have
You
it
can
up.
even put it in to the side because this thing is pretty sick. Yeah, it's supposed to get everything on. So let me see. So banking. How's that life?
Terrible.
Really? Is this
Oh.
super boring like they say?
It is because it's like a box and they stick to their rules. And when you need to change something, it could take like 6 to 9 months because it has to go through board approval and all this testing. I'm like, bruh, I just want my people to be able to do their job. Something that should take 5 seconds to say yes, you taking 6 months. That makes no sense. And I always knew I'd never want to be in banking, accounting, because it's just cut and dry, yes or no. I mean, I have staff that have been there 2 years, sit next to each other, still don't know each other's first name
Dang.
and last name. Like they don't talk. I'm like, that's not me.
Yeah, that's that straight cubicle life, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like,
So is this a placeholder for the meantime?
Yeah. Yeah. I knew it was.
Uh-huh.
The company didn't get funding, and I was like, okay, I'll find another spot. But then our great famous COVID hit, and I still jobbed out there, but I'm like, I'm not going to go from a bad job to another bad job. So once I find the right fit and what I'm used to, this is the worst I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because it's boring and you have a lot of paperwork to try to get a simple procedure
Yeah,
like
and it's
executed.
just- Yeah, and it's just so cut and dry, and nobody talks to each other. I'm like, I'm the loudest person in an office. That we cover 2 buildings. Both buildings are 18 floors. We have 8 floors of both buildings. I'm the loudest. I'm like,
Well, it's because you're from NYC, Daddy. That's like me.
Yeah,
I couldn't do good in banking. They
if I
probably
have to be
wouldn't like
around
my
for
ass.
8 hours. I should at least know who you are.
I mean, that's important. I can't even believe, like you said, they don't even know their first name. That's crazy. I wouldn't even. I maybe it's a New York thing, maybe it's a restaurant thing, but I'm automatic. I'm like, hey, my name is.
Yeah.
Boom. How you doing?
It's a people thing.
I don't
you
know. That's
around
some
somebody,
crazy
it's
stuff,
just,
man.
It's just crazy. And I'm like, and especially in the world we live in where everything's technology. So
Mm-hmm.
they're emailing. I'm like,
And they're right next to each other.
why are you? I'm like, why are you emailing me? Just come into my office.
Let me ask you a question because I find that funny. Are they millennials or are they old
Yeah,
people?
well, no,
because
these-
millennials love doing that shit,
Yeah,
bro.
my whole staff. The oldest one is probably 25. 26.
Right, there you go. They like that. They be in the club next to each other texting and they're right next to each other. I'm like, bro, just
Crazy.
boom. You can't even
Yeah.
just like turn your head to the next.
I'm looking out my office and I'm looking to see, and they look like they're working. Then I hear ding, and it's my email. Dominique, can we? I'm like, are you emailing me? Just get up and walk over here. It's 10 steps.
Wow.
I didn't know if you was busy. You looking at me, looking at you type right now. What busy can I? And I'm never too busy for my staff. That's just
Right.
retarded. It's just odd.
Wow.
Odd.
That's insane.
There's people that's never seen each other. Like me, I got there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, I'm the new VP of accounting and finance. Let me get here, start talking to people, see what each department needs, setting up meetings. They're like, okay, you want to do teams? I'm like, no, I can walk over there.
What's that mean, teams?
Teams like Messenger
Oh,
and meetings and stuff.
I
I'm
thought they were
like,
gonna start being like, you go on this side,
No.
you go on this side. Hey, everybody, pick the tall
you want the
guy.
red team, you want the blue team.
So
I always
Teams
get
is like-
back last.
Is Teams like Slack?
It's like,
Messenger, you said.
yeah, but it's like,
Yeah, what's it like?
Hulu. I mean, Zoom.
Oh,
meeting.
nasty. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. Break it down because you know what's so funny during this whole mess and even through this podcast adventure, I didn't realize how old I am. Meaning like I was unplugged for a hot minute. So like, I mean, you with the emails and all that stuff, I'm sure you
just
stay
work.
current.
Yeah, yeah.
Current. I've never had like a quote unquote. Well, I have, but it hasn't been a large part of my portfolio.
Like a desk job, and yeah.
Restaurant shit, you don't be. There's no emailing and shit. I mean, they do, but I don't listen to them. You know, my
This is my schedule, my paycheck. That's all I worry about. Make sure I'm on the schedule.
Facts. Then I really know how to work the app and shit. But I'm old school. I'm like paper, schedule, photo. I'm good. You know, like so that even that was kind of a trip. So then you get in there, boom, COVID hits. They say everybody go home. You have your own office, which is fly.
Yep. So VPs and hires were there because they don't ever talk to nobody. Everything's either messenger.
Right. Everybody's fucking talking to some kind of device.
So, and my staff, they went home. Then it's like, okay, we're gonna bring people back. This was like in June, I guess. And I'm like, why? Nothing's changed. That's just the way we want everybody to come back. I'm like, state mandate says if you can work from home, work from home. Y'all don't talk to each other already, so what they need to be here for? They start bringing people back. I'm like, I'm not bringing my staff back. There's no reason for them to be here. Start bringing people back. Somebody on our floor gets COVID on the other side. They don't tell nobody till later.
Damn.
So I'm in the manager's meeting.
Corporate America, bro.
I'm in the manager's meeting. There's like, somebody on the 17th floor got COVID, but on the other side, I'm like, when? It's like last week when we sent them home and the person who sat next to him. I'm like, that really makes no sense. So it's like, what do you mean? Why would you not send the whole 17th floor home? We all use the same break room. We all touch the elevator.
Now, real quick, when they came back in, masks and everything?
No.
Wow, so they potentially infected a whole floor, if not more. Because if you're taking the elevator, if you're touching the knobs, if you're touching the toilet, if somebody from the 16th or the 15th, vice versa, came down, they might have, what the?
And so there's they're going to do cleansing every night, special cleansing, make sure everything's clean, yada, yada, yada. Then that was like a month later. It was like, okay, we're going to bring everybody out. I'm like, my staff's still not coming back. Like, well, I was like, well, honestly, state mandate says if you're going to work from home, work from home. They've been working from home since February. And that means they're doing okay. And they're doing their job because we still have a building. That means we're paying our bills. I don't think the president's going to like that. I'm like, well, okay, if my staff quits, then what? Because that means I'll leave. I can get another job. Can we compromise? I'll compromise like this. I have one person to come in on Mondays and Wednesdays, another person come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have 4 interns that are staggered. They will not be here at the same time.
And your team was a total of 5, 6?
7 people.
Okay. So that's a little bit easier to manage.
And I had one guy who has asthma, so I'm like, you're staying home all the time.
Facts.
Anyway, so that's how I'm doing it. But
damn, thank you so much for being a good boss, bro. Because these motherfuckers don't give a fuck. I can't even believe they didn't put the mask on these guys. And not to like rant on your specific thing, but they just like, go get it. We don't care. Whatever. To fuck it.
If you die, you die.
Dude, that's so insane. I've never seen such a disrespect of people's life. Like they don't even.
It's like Rocky with 3 or something Russian. He's like, if he dies, he dies. I'm like, no,
right?
No, I got kids.
Dude, I was tripping out about all this whole shit. I don't know how freak out you were, but with the kids thing, I was like, I can't catch this shit if I give it to them, or if I put them around somebody, they give it to me. Like right now, they rely on the kid. I can't get in all messed up and shit just because I'm being negligent.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Which is insane, dude. Holy shit! What if
it's so like, crazy, you're bro? A bank, and okay, this is a $12 billion bank,
right?
If Google says they're not opening up until 2021, why do you think you're so special that you need to when we're an online bank as well?
So let me ask you, for what was from what you would think? Why did they want to get people back in the building?
Because the people who run the higher ups are old. And they think if you're in the building, then you can see what people's doing. I don't need to see what my staff's doing.
Oh, they basically want to be watching that you're working. That sounds crazy.
And my boss was like, well, they want them back, so training and stuff. I'm like, there's no time for training. We're busy all the time. I know if my staff is doing their work or not. If the lights aren't on in the building, or we get an eviction notice, then that means we ain't done our job. We know. So they don't need to be here. I just need someone here when they cut checks. We're good.
Wow.
It's just crazy. I'm like, y'all got issues. That's not me. I love my life and family way too much to be worried about y'all.
Me too. That's so crazy. That was a whole deal, switching gears for a second, that I got so mad about the sports. I was like, we really need this shit, guys? We really, like, we're going to die because we don't have sports? Like, yo, just chill. Let everybody get better. and then we'll do this.
Exactly.
But again, it's like the billionaires losing money or something, and they just wigging out. And they're like, no, we need games, and then we need people in the building, and we got to train them. Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
Stupid.
Dumb.
Stupid. Golf, I was like, okay.
That makes sense,
If
right?
you're out in the open, you're not around anybody anyways. They walk in,
100%.
you got your boy, you carry your bag, you
Right.
with them all the time.
Facts.
But
And you're
else
wearing
I'm
like gloves almost, right? So the only thing really would be just wearing a mask, and you for sure distant, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing. I mean, if they said it, because you're a big golfer, and I remember when you was on the show the last time, we were talking about Newsom's bullshit with like you could golf, but you couldn't use the fucking the
Golf
car.
cart, you had to walk.
Yeah.
I'm too fat to be walking like that, bro.
But at least these guys are in shape, right? So if they had to walk 18, it
They
ain't a
walk
big
no matter
deal.
what. On
And
tour, you have to
you're
walk.
not carrying your own bag too. You feel
Exactly.
me? So to be, maybe a little out of shape and carry your own bag and walk 18 holes, bro, I would have passed out at hole 2.
Bruh.
Because I'm not in the shape that the oxygen doesn't work like that.
I drive to my ball in the cart, and I'm still tired when I get out to walk to my ball. And that's 4 steps.
Seriously, bro, I gotta get my cardio up. My stuff is slacking.
No, I'm past that point now. Like,
You just threw the towel.
you're on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, 50, 60, 70-year-olds jogging and getting healthy. I'm like,
That's not me.
I understand you want to stay healthy, but you get wings in heaven, so you get to fly. You ain't got to run up there.
So how mature are you?
How old? 48, 47.
I mean, but you're still good, right? I mean, I don't think you would be concerned if you were like 68. You might be thinking about a yoga class if you were out of breath.
know
But
what? I thought about a yoga class just for my stretching,
Right.
For golf. Other than that, I mean, I always say I'm part of that boy group. I'm not that.
no, I get
So,
you.
but yeah, I'm like, dog, and
There's something about the cardio shit though. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
another
yeah.
level because
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't think that we're like physically like with the naked eye, you would say we're out of shape.
Yeah.
But bro, if I gotta start trekking, it's not good. It's not good.
when I met you outside, I was going to jog across the street, and I'm like, nah.
Let's not even try to waste that stuff.
Let's go ahead and make sure on the show cars are coming.
Well, also too, now with everything that's popping off, you might want to reserve the reserve, right? You never know if you got to run for real type of shit. So like, you don't want to burn it, like run in the street and then you break your ankle.
True. But it's 4:30, so I know no rides was popping off right now, so I got to worry about no tear gas. So I was good. I'm like, let me walk across
Jesus
this street.
Christ! I mean, like, what a new world, huh?
It's crazy.
It's unbelievable. So okay. So they go and they kick off the soccer. They kick off the MMA. We go with baseball. We go with basketball. All right, basketball. Have you watched any of the games or no?
I watched a couple of games, and which was fine because they're in their little bubble. They're all together. There was
That seems to make the most sense out of
Yes.
everybody who's starting
Yes.
shit, right?
Yes, and the
Because
fans.
it's only like, think about it, maybe 10 guys in each team. It's not like you got 53 or you got like 100
Yeah,
or you got
yeah.
like, 20, whatever it's baseball, 23 or whatever. Or you got to all sit in the dugout.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're on a bench, but the bench is open, right?
Yeah.
It's not like baseball looks like it's ready to catch COVID type of shit. You know what I mean? They're spitting shit on the floor. They're grabbing.
Chew,
like,
they don't
the
care.
baseball players are raw, bro.
They don't care. Yeah.
You're showering with the same dude right next to you all the time.
Yes.
Like 162. So that just sounds, at least football, they shower, but it's once a week. That's it. Maybe like practicing through the week a couple times, but
Yeah.
it seems like there was a lot more going on. So yeah, so you watch the games and what you think?
And it was cool. I mean, when I thought of it, like, I can't remember who it was, plays for the Lakers, and he had a couple of bad games. And he said
Anthony Davis or LeBron James or some of the guys from the bench?
he's a starter, but he's like number 3 on the team.
Okay.
It's like a small forward.
Okay. I'm trying to think,
of his
man.
name. But he said he was feeling cramped up and caught up and confined. Okay, one, I don't think I could be a multimillionaire, feel confined or caught up in anything. 2, you in a bubble at Disneyland, pretty much.
Right. The whole Disneyland for you.
What are you cut? You missing your
Be like, yo,
family?
bro, let me hit these rides up real quick.
What are you missing? And that's why you're having a bad game. And for the no fans, growing up in New York or anywhere, really, you play at the park. You ain't playing for fans. You playing to show out in front of that person who's guarding you to dust them up. So I don't think they care about the fans.
That's actually a really good point because I have another point about the fans, but I like that because especially in basketball,
Yeah.
I'm trying to show this one person up. That one-on-one all the
Yeah.
time is really nobody else. The only thing that you get from the crowd is the oh,
But you get that
Right, from the teammates.
Your teammates like, he did you dirty. Oh, cookies.
Right.
Right. Your ankles.
facts.
And I like how they put the fans on the. You can still
That
go
was
in
kind of
there.
cool how they
Yeah.
did it. Like baseball
Yeah.
sucked. They put cardboard.
Retarded.
The freaking NBA at least has like changing people. It looks like they stand up and cheer.
But
type of shit.
baseball, you see they like you see some ticket holder. Okay, they put your stuff up there. But if you want to have your cardboard put out there, they charging you money, bruh. Like
filthy, bro. Filthy, bro. You should honor the fans for the 1 year.
Exactly. You want them to pay
That's
you to
why
put stuff up there.
I knew they were going to take a loss, but for me, right, and you tell me as an accountant, I thought that a lot of this stuff should be free to build a strong fan base, right? Like the NFL got this shit, but they got a little loophole. You got to get DirecTV, but we'll give you a free year.
Yeah.
I think that's fire. You know what? The thing is like a $300-$400 investment. If I get the DirecTV, it's probably going to cost me $300-$400 for the year.
Yeah.
So now I got two for the price of one.
Yeah.
And I'm dope with it, right? Versus these other guys trying to like swindle you out, like charging you for a cardboard version of yourself. Why wouldn't you just honor everybody who's been buying fucking season tickets with you for the whole time and just be like, look, we want to honor our fans and blah, blah, blah.
Nobody's there. It's on TV. You can get it. You can watch the game on your computer and just turn on your camera, and it's a green screen stuff back there. Anyways, they can project your picture out there so it seems like you're there.
Facts.
But
there's another thing too that I was very shocked. Zero innovation. Right, so like if I was them now, this is where they should be testing some of that 3D technology.
Yeah,
where you could put cams in a bunch of rows, and now I could charge you.
Yeah.
For that seat.
Yeah.
In the sense of like when you watch the game, that's the position you're watching.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, obviously, it's better to see the MLB, NBA, or NFL cuts because they're giving you multiple camera angles.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to feel like you missed going, they could put you back in your seat.
I'm with you, but in the same token, you say missed going. I think I probably missed my life more than I missed.
Facts.
Exactly.
I never really understood like this, and I'm a super duper sports fan.
We both love sports to death.
I don't know why people are just jonesing so hard for this thing.
Bruh, that's why I'm watching the classics.
Me too. I got a fucking NFL network on on heavy rotation.
I'm watching classics,
everything.
Games I never saw.
Me too. Catching up.
I got ACC channel. I'm watching North Carolina's Duke games and the youth. I'm like, it don't bother me none.
So yeah, I didn't understand why we need sports so badly back, and I felt like they were putting a lot of people at risk. I'm really interested to see going to where I wanted to go. I did this whole kind of long-ended thing, but I'm really interested to see how the NFL handles this, because how are you going to reschedule a game when there's only 16 weeks if a whole crew gets COVID? What are you going to do? Play a doubleheader?
You're
You gonna play a Tuesday game? Like what y'all doing?
Think about it. When it came to sports so far, how many people caught COVID?
I would say a good amount, but let's say
I don't think it's been a good amount.
Okay, so a lot of big guys got it. I mean, look, Kevin Durant got it, and this is just random off my brain.
I mean, since they've been back in the bubble.
In the bubbles, no.
In the bubble.
Nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, yes, no.
Since they said we're going to start playing sports
Correct.
again, and they keep you in the bubble.
The only thing is that look at what happened to Homeboy, because I know you plugged in. I don't know if he's the only one or he is.
Only one that got... Okay, one.
By the way, for the fans that because me and my man we share telepathy. Homeboy from the Seattle Seahawks tried to squeeze in a honey in Seattle gear so he could get buns or do whatever. I hang out with Shorty. I don't know what. I think he was getting buns. That's what I'm thinking.
She stabbed. How you go? That's like sneaking a bride in your house talking about this is your sister.
He should have went more creative. Like, so if you were gonna put her in that outfit, I would have got like a fake beard. I would have went ham. He's unemployed. He'll probably be unemployed for the rest of his career.
You a rookie.
Yeah, that was hot.
You can't try and sneak nobody in the. You talking about she
You
stabbed.
lucky you made an NFL roster.
You a rookie and you gonna try and tell somebody who's been on the team staff for 15 years that they staff. Really? Like
comedy.
Like you know more people than we know here.
And plus the trippy shit was, right, it's like we even know everybody that's been in this building. Now you're gonna bring in some new shit and act like we can't tell.
Building. We locked down this whole hotel. You gonna tell me? Oh, they messed up. They not on the list now.
So let's hope so that no, more people are not being clever. Because okay, so maybe you tell me because you might be a little bit more plugged in because I kind of try to stay all over the place. Are guys like, let's say Tom Brady, can the missus come?
Yeah.
So if they're wives, they could come through.
Yeah, like the NBA, they're opening up to families, so your family can come, so people aren't stressed out not seeing your family. But of course, they have to get tested, and then
they got to go through the whole.
Yeah.
Once you're in, you're good. You got to lock it down.
If you go back out, you got to go through the whole process again. but they're all there. So where are you going to go anyway?
Right.
So
it doesn't matter. If I have my wife and my kids and we're sitting in Disneyland, I'm like, we good.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go to work, Ma. I'll see you later. We'll come back. Yeah.
Y'all go to Lazy River, do what you ever want to do.
Actually, if anything, that would be like the greatest thing to ever happen to you in your life, right? Like you could have a confined place where your family's totally protected and you could go to work and nothing happens. I mean, I think people would have killed for that opportunity in the real world.
Kids are around, there's the people around anyways, because you're around your teammates, but when you're at that level, you only hang around people who make that kind of money or do play sports with you. So
right. Right, he ain't hanging out with Joe Blow.
Yeah.
Right, like Kyrie Irving is not hanging out with the dude that he met at the bar.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's not happening. Yeah,
that's not possible.
Back on plug. But.
So now, New York Giants, right? Are they good in the sense of like you like their depth chart? You like where they at? You like the moves they made? Does it even matter?
I'm a Jets fan, so I don't care what the Giants do.
Oh, that's right. My bad. I almost got a seizure because I was like, "Fuck, what team is he at?" And then he's from California, so I was almost like gonna say Charger. But it's been a minute. We haven't hollered. Yes, I forgot. You are a Jets fan.
So put me on the Charger bucket, bro.
You want Oakland? Who you would have taken?
If I was a California person, I would take Oakland.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. My bad.
Just the grimy in them.
Yeah, me too, bro. It's my favorite team. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah.
It's greatest line ever made.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's wheel it back. I don't know if I'll cut it out. I might want to make myself look like an ass.
Keep it in.
So Jets, because I just had 2 Jet bloggers on a couple of episodes ago, and I got some other blogger coming on. So what are you feeling? Because these guys got me kind of all in tune. Because I'm usually not this in tune about depth.
I'm always hyped. We was hyped.
I know.
When we first met,
by the way, you're gonna love them because they love Sam Darnold. I still don't believe. By the way,
you crazy? He's
I
about
know.
to be the second coming, bro.
Really?
But yes, we have no receivers. The ones we have, kind of suspect. You got to give the man. He's rookie, second year, learning.
Yes,
he's good now.
I mean, we'll see.
Now.
I mean, he went. Look, this is what I brought up to the guys on the Jets. They said that it was a throwaway game, but he saw Ghost on live television.
Right.
So I don't know. Did he exercise the demons? Are they all gone now?
It's a football thing. The speed of the game, and I'm a grown man, so I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been in my house without I saw Ghosts.
That's true. That should be happening.
I don't even throw the football, bro.
You know, I was playing catch with somebody the other day, and it was a deflated football. No shots to anybody, but it just made me think about like how, especially as a quarterback, we scrutinize them so much, but it's so fucking hard to do that. Like you could have a guy open, right? We're not even playing, and I can't hit him. Let's say, right? Like you'll miss a throw.
Yeah.
Versus having monsters chase you down, having a monster chase that other guy down, it being the perfect trajectory and timing and momentum, and you gotta throw it away and put touch and fucking air. That sounds like a lot of stuff, man. That sounds like a hard fucking job, bro.
They was clowning about the ghost, and I'm like, y'all must don't understand the concept of football because it's all timing.
Right, it is.
And knowing the timing of the defender as well, like, okay,
yes.
If I turn this way, the defender's supposed to go this way. And you see those images in your mind going through Ghost, and you're going to make that pass like, oh, shit, he didn't move.
Also, you could argue that he faced one of the greatest defenses of all time. Now, based on scheduling, not based on insulting the Bears or the Ravens or the Steelers. Yeah. No, but at that time, they were hot. Yeah. So you kind of rookie-ish, you know what I mean? You're going to get smoked.
And you know me, die-hard Jets fan, I'd rather see Ghosts than the butt fumble.
Yeah,
so
I agree 100%.
That's not no ghost. That's a big ass in front of you right there.
I know that we talked about that shit too. They said that offensive line still was like an all-star offensive line. So it sucks that he, by accident, did that, and it made not only him look like shit, but the offensive line look like shit, and the organization, because it's almost like we have like those follies all the time. We kind of turned into the old school Saints. Remember how the Saints, they couldn't even break?
Yes.
They just throw crazy shit, like they try to pick up the ball and they toss it, it slip right out their hand type of shit.
Yes.
You know, who was it? Airin Brooks used to fucking do some great stuff and some stupid shit. Like you were like, he's like juking backwards and ends up by getting like sacked at the 10-yard line of the opposite team's 10-yard line.
And 80 yards, he get 2 yards.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you need to slow that shit down. So okay, so go ahead, tell me.
The Jets gonna be good. Jets gonna be good. I think they're coming together. Everything's gonna be slick and good to go. And someone who's played sports and been there and done that, it's all a process. It's not like, it's very rare you have a new team pretty much come together and they're just killing it from day one.
Right.
It doesn't happen. You have, okay, I got a good quarterback, or I got a good receiver and I ain't got no quarterback.
Right. Or I got a dope offensive line and no running back.
Or I got a great defensive line, I ain't got no DBs.
Right. It's hard because there's a lot of
Yes.
pieces.
And when it comes to sports, especially football, it's always building. Even when you're not building, you're building. So, because somebody's going to ask for more money, you got to let them go. So you have to think 10 steps ahead. Like, okay, if you want this $20 million, I'm only trying to give them
Right.
10.
I feel you.
Who's my backup plan?
Right.
Because if you think about it, if you watch sports, the people on the second and third string, when somebody gets traded or contract negotiations, they're not starters.
Right.
They're looking to get somebody else from somewhere else. You're getting starters for starters. Backups are only there in case you get injured and they know that person's going to come back. So, I mean.
And in certain positions, like, that's the best part of any given Sunday. Jamie Foxx didn't even have his helmet because he. I'm never gonna play this game, bro.
I'm reading a book, bro. Reading a book. You talking about where's your helmet? I don't know.
So that is pretty trippy, and it does make it probably more interesting of the other games because, like, if you have LeBron, you kind of cruise even if you got bums. In baseball, if you got a couple of at least good pitchers or a couple of at least good hitters, you could cruise.
Yes.
In football, it don't matter.
Yeah.
If you have a dope quarterback and you got nothing else, you suck. If you got a dope running back, nothing else, and vice versa, on and on and on and on. But the deceivers, you can't.
Barry Sanders, prime example.
Calvin Johnson, another fucker.
Exactly.
Same team though, which is very sad. So, speaking about dudes getting paid, and I wanted to see because you're the accounting guy, what happened with Adams? Is Gase a moron or what, bro? Because I'm ready to murder this dude.
I don't think it was Gates.
Who do you think it was?
I think it was Adams.
So from whatever you read and whatever you understood, he just didn't want to play with the Jets no more?
I think he thought they was going to kiss his ass more than they was going to kiss his ass.
He must have seen that Hard Knocks episode of when they chased down the Revis, and he thought he thought it was Revis.
He thought he should be getting the highest paid money in the league.
Period.
Before his rookie contract's even done. And he's going to be great. He's a superstar. He's Revis 2.0. But you're not at that level yet, bro.
Nah, but I mean, and I get it, but he played outstanding last
He
year.
did.
I mean, unbelievable.
Oh,
I wouldn't have paid him earlier. I wonder how much he really wanted.
I know. But you figure when Revis said, I want more money,
He won a lot, though.
Revis was leading the league in interceptions,
Facts, right.
tackles.
Correct.
Revis played 9 different positions.
Right.
So I understood that.
Facts. That's 100% true.
You didn't get the same amount of
Right.
for that position.
Right.
You have to look back historically on somebody else who did it the same position
Correct.
you're at.
Right.
And you're not upholding that same tradition as, okay, I got 15. They said Revis Island for a reason.
Right. I agree. You can't throw wherever he's at. You're done.
Exactly.
You're done, bro. You're stranded.
Revis got mad because he was sitting there on the ground like playing with rocks and shit. Nobody was going to throw the ball that way. He's
Right.
like, no, I
Right.
don't get no play.
I feel you.
And it's not like that now because they still threw that way. He wasn't picking the ball off. He was making tackles, but he's not making big money like that.
Not only that, you can argue that you're not directly have an outcome on the win or loss for the most part, right? Like you get an interception, maybe you might take it to the house, but at the end all be all, I guess it could have been different. Maybe if it was a defensive head coach that might have been interested in building that way, right? But we've tried that, and it really hasn't worked. For the Jets fly. We got to start airing it out. We got to start getting some offense. I mean,
we got a quarterback in throw the rock.
No, that's what I'm saying. So finally, I'm thinking that's probably where they're at. They're like, hey, look, we're not gonna spend $25 million on this dude when homeboy needs another wide receiver. He probably needs. We still to me the Jets offensive line is a question, just because they've gotten some guys, but they can't stay healthy for whatever the case might be. Right. So we're still working on that. Right. Because if the dude could throw all he wants, but if he can't get no protection, it don't matter.
True.
Right.
True.
So they got to get some cohesion on that. And I still don't buy this whole Gase offensive guru genius because I haven't seen it
quarterback
yet.
Guru.
Yeah,
offensive quarterback guru.
I'm like, bro, I think Sam is putting it together on his own. I wouldn't say I don't think he has obviously he has an effect on him, but I don't think his progression is a direct effect of Gase. He was already highly touted. He played in USC. Like the guy's resume, he's been doing this for a while, just like Gase has. Now maybe he could get him better, right? But homeboy already came to the party with the tools.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a Gase fan.
No, I figured you were.
He's not the coach for the Jets to me.
Right, me neither.
He's a yes man.
I think he's too much of a hard ass, and I think that hard ass shit don't work all the time.
No, I think he is. We'll take the restaurant business.
Okay, go ahead.
You the GM of the restaurant. You have your manager, but the manager thinks they the GM. Gates is the offensive coordinator.
Right. There you go.
Playing
You know what,
head
that happens a
coach.
lot. What was
Playing
it?
head coach.
North Turner was one of those dudes. I think
North Turner was a good coach. When you can't say, okay, here's my resume, and you look at Gates' resume, you've ran no team that was Super Bowl bound.
he got that. You know how he got hired by the Jets, bro? That one stupid game that they did that alley-oop bullshit against the Patriots, and that got him hired. That got him hired. That Miami toss-around football game.
Yeah, but you haven't coached a team where, you know what? They're going to be in the playoffs every year because of your coaching.
I know. That's crazy.
No.
Do you think it's a front office thing? Because, okay, so what do you think about the GM? Because you got the GM. We had this conversation right before the restaurant closed. So I got one GM who spends all the Christmas money, right? And then we fire him, and then we get another GM who gives out the presents. That don't make no fucking sense to me.
I like our GM.
Joe Douglas. Let's go. What are you thinking?
I think he's great. He's the key to turning the Jets around.
Okay.
Ownership, stay in ownership. Go eat your caviar.
They don't really fuck with it, right? They're not as involved as Jerry Jones. That's for sure.
Oh, we'll talk about Dallas and that
Got you.
crazy ass circus down there. Yes. They do their thing. Ownership do their thing. This GM knows the right moves to make, and he has a proven track record. So the pieces he's going to make between now and the next 3 to 5 years is going to show true Jets fans we're going to be forgetting about the bad days. So, I mean, if you think about it,
It's been pouring like a motherfucker, bro.
But if you think about it, and that's every team. Before Tom Brady, you can't tell me everybody knew New England was the shit.
No, and I hate that they do. They remind me of the fucking Seattle Seahawks. It's the same shit.
And that's how sports goes.
Right.
When you're doing good, you forget the bad stuff that happened.
Facts. Nobody remembers that they got destroyed in '86 by the Bears, bro.
Bruh.
Like, I don't even think they scored.
Bruh.
I don't think they scored in that game.
Before
They
Tom
got
Brady,
smoked.
Patriots
weren't
it was
shit.
exactly. They were last in the league all the time.
Actually, we could also argue that probably before Bill Parcells.
Yes.
Because Parcells is, I think, when and Kraft, like, that shit started to go, whoop,
Yes.
And then here comes Belichick, and they got lucky with Brady. They got lucky as fuck with Brady.
Yes.
Lucky as fuck. Because you're not going to tell me, I've seen his tape at the
Right.
Columbine. I would have passed on that motherfucker like crazy. I can't believe he had like that choke up moment where he gets like, they got that whole special about how many quarterbacks passed him, and he's all like, and I'm like, bruh, I seen your shit.
Bruh.
I would have never, ever drafted you.
Tom Brady would have passed on himself. He looked at the tape and was like, I don't know how. I don't even know how I can run. Quarterback run the
right, almost like a 6, right? Almost 6 second 40, bro.
I mean,
You done?
Yes,
You done? There's no way.
And when you was at school, you wasn't the number one man to begin with. So I mean, it wasn't like you was the superstar,
Right.
in Michigan, and you was like putting up 4,000 yards passing every
and like
year,
killing freaking Notre Dame or USC on every
so
weekend. You
he
weren't
passed
a
him
household
himself.
name. Yeah,
He passed him himself.
100%.
Something clicked in his head like,
right.
the only thing I can do is fail. And everybody thinks I shouldn't be here anyways.
So I got nothing to
go
lose.
for it.
Yeah, I'm playing with house money.
Exactly. And him be able to sit in the locker room and film.
And also too, I argue with this with another friend of mine who I want to get both of you guys on the show together. It'd be pretty funny. He was saying that there's a level of luck, right? Because not only did he get lucky to fucking be drafted by the Patriots and get Bill Belichick, he had a homeboy in front of him who was a great quarterback too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got a mentor, you got like a great defense, you got player. I mean, like, he came into it all. And that's what I've been, even though, this is a little bit of a different argument, but same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is an all-star, but again, Andy Reid, Alex Smith, the Hunts, like, you got a lot.
Have a team around
if you went to Cleveland, my man, I don't give a fuck how dope your no-look pass is.
Well,
you
would
would
have
have
the
been
most
done.
rushing yards as a quarterback.
Facts. You'd be like Lamar Jackson. No offense to the Ravens, but that's where you at.
Yeah.
Because
So-
they're limited.
Yeah.
Right?
He was put in a position where he has everything around him.
Yes.
And you got to talk, Bill Belichick will sit there and look at Tom Brady when it's time for him to go, and he's like, you're really not supposed to be here.
Right.
So if you lose the game, you lose the game. Just don't fuck up. Don't come out this game with 18 interceptions.
Just manage the game, basically.
We'll work from there. Other than that, we'll work from there.
Whatchamacallit, because I know you're a big fan too, bro. It's like that Trent Dilfer shit, bro. Just don't turn the ball over, right? And the guy won a Super Bowl based on that shit.
Exactly.
Which is insane.
Exactly.
And now he's like considered one of the greatest quarterback minds ever, which is crazy that ESPN kind of touts him like that. And so does Colin Cowherd, which, God bless him. If I met him, I'd love to get my man on the show because he does sound educated at least about the position.
Yeah.
And he is great in the outreach with the kids. But my man, Ray Lewis, when you had, you know, and you had like Shannon Sharp on that team, you were like loaded by. Yeah, Jamal Lewis running the goddamn ball.
Yes.
You were again being in the right position, right? Like you gotta
right time, right place. You should be able to be okay as long as you don't fuck it up.
Right. So now this is my new argument or my new discussion. Using Tom Brady as the scapegoat, is the pocket passer over, in your opinion?
No.
No?
No.
You don't think Lamar's, Deshaun's, Russell's, and Patrick's? Who was the other one? Lamar, Russell, Deshaun, and Patrick are going to be the new phase of what quarterback's going to be like?
I think it's going to go both ways. It always has.
I know, but this is the most success that they've ever had because I think other teams tried it when Vic was in the game and it wasn't that great.
But Vic was great with
one guy though. He was fire, but they've tried to get other runners, and it hasn't been as good. Let's say.
Okay, but you say other runners haven't been good. There's been other quarterbacks, the pocket passers, who suck.
That's true too. That's a good argument.
We got the greatest quarterback in the world that was in Ryan Leaf. Everybody thought he was the second coming. You want to go there?
Right. No, it's 100% true.
And
it's all speculation. That's why I don't watch college football, bro. I get mad. I'm like, you're supposed to be a rock star. You came up here and you got walloped. This is terrible. I'll never follow college football for that
Brian
same
Bosworth.
reason. Bro. Well, you know, he did run into Bo Jackson, though.
But you're supposed to be God sent. Like, you are
Stone Cold, baby.
Exactly.
Stone Cold. Come on, man.
Stone Cold drunk. Please look on his back. But you never know what you're gonna get until you put him in the line.
I guess
cage.
it's also an interesting thing because one of the things they can measure the broad jump, they can measure the vertical, they can measure how fast they run, but you can't measure heart. And there's no test for heart in the draft. And if you could fucking find that test, you'll probably have a stacked squad. Because at the end of the day, that's what it takes. It takes heart, right? Like to be mediocre or just good to going to excellent and over the top.
And to me, the combine is full of it.
Yeah, it's
I've been to
bullshit.
the combine. It's a waste of time.
Really?
The only time about the combine.
As a spectator or as a participant?
Participant.
I didn't want to assume because you're tall and black that she was on the motherfucking field, Daddy. You know, I'm trying to be smart with it.
I was fully beaming. I sat on the bench with the book. Like, I'm never going in.
Fuck.
The only time the combine is good is when you're doing your route running.
That makes sense.
Only
that makes
time.
sense.
I
can see that.
There's no time when you're pushing up 225, see how many times you can do it.
Right.
Makes no sense.
No.
You lifted weights in college, you're going to lift weights when you're anywhere else.
Right.
You're doing your high jump. You're doing your vertical. Makes no sense. One, you having linemen do verticals. Linemen ain't jumping.
Right.
Unless it's for burgers and fries.
That's true, and they make everybody jump.
Yes.
Right.
And you're doing your shuffle, your shuttle.
Right.
Okay. And you're running 40 times. The only time you run in straight in football is when you've already broken away.
True.
Only time you run in straight in football.
So that number is kind of waste. The fact, right?
Oh, somebody ran a 4.240. Well, yes, but he has to get past that line anyways in the DB.
I forget about that wide receiver who had like an outstanding 40. I got to look him up and couldn't catch the rock. And they got drafted. And it's like, bro, you got to catch and run at 4 miles, 0.4 seconds. I mean, at 4 seconds, 0.4 nanoseconds. It doesn't matter. You can be the fastest dude in the building.
Exactly.
If you can't shimmy, if you can't catch it, if you don't have the wits about you to understand the dimensions of the game, then it's a total waste that you're the fastest dude on the thing.
And in the combine, I call it the slave trade. Might be the wrong term, but to me, it's what it is. After you do all that, they put you on the stage. You got these group of men that walk around you. They scrutinize every little piece on your body. What's this scar from? What's this
really?
From? Yes.
I never heard about this. This is interesting.
Got on boxers.
I know that sounds fucking homo as shit.
You're just standing there like, and they walking around you, picking off, okay, he has a scar on his knee. You need to check off and see where that's from. Oh, his ankle the bone looks a little bit more protruded than the other one. Wonder how he got that.
Shit. Damn, they really go through your shit.
And you watch this man in college for 4 years.
Right. Kill it or not kill it.
Yes,
right. And now you're thinking the scar is going to either make him or break him.
Yes. Is he injury prone? Never had an injury in college. Now he's injury prone. Or you have some people who had injuries in college and now they get to go. It makes no sense to me.
Okay, so now the other one that doesn't get talked about anymore, because I think a couple people got some bad media, so they stopped dropping it. What did you score well on the Wonderlink?
I scored well on the Wonderlink. You know what the funny part is?
Tell me.
Wonderlink is
another bullshit thing?
It is bullshit.
Okay, yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me. And in the sense of like, I get it, but
it's set up to how's your thinking? Can
right,
you
you're
react
supposed to be.
fast?
It's a quick. Yeah.
You watch this man for 4 years in college.
Right.
You either catch
got it or
don't get it.
Right.
The job I'm at now, I had to take the one-to-look test for that job.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
They want overachievers. And that's how they think they can measure them.
So this bundling thing, is it just reading and comprehension, or is there also math in there?
Math in it too.
Got it.
Yes.
And you're timed, right? That's what makes it.
Part of this time, you have a section that you're not timed, a section that you are timed.
You could do this all in one day? Or you have to take it in sections?
No.
Okay. How long is the duration of the test? Let's say 2 hours, 4 hours?
No.
Wow, longer?
No.
Oh,
No.
30 minutes you could get this shit done.
About 45 minutes.
Okay, that's fair.
So, I mean, and it's
That's so crazy that they make you. So you already took this test twice.
yes. And the worst part is now the test now is different from when they first got the Wonderlic. Because the Wonderlic back in the day was set up to say, okay, black people are stupid, minorities are stupid. You're not smart enough to get this.
Get the fuck out of
And
here.
that's all it was. The test is like, okay, you're not smart enough. And they had to revamp it. They revamped it, I think it was 3 or 4 times already to make it so, okay, playing field should be even. But you, like you said before, you can't test hard and grit. You can run a 4.840.
Mm-hmm.
You can teach speed.
Right.
You can teach speed. You can teach anything you want.
Ask Rocky once you catch the chicken. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's you work.
You can teach anything, but you cannot teach hard.
Yeah.
And
Facts.
you cannot teach sure will.
Right.
If a person runs a 4.240, got the greatest hands, got the greatest move, the greatest PlayStation B button spin in the world, if he get hit once the right way,
And drop that shit or fucking break his back, it's a wrap.
his heart's gone. Are you big enough to pick yourself up and say, you know what, I got to find that same person who hit me, and this time I'm going to run him over?
You know, I thought that, switching to film real quick, I thought that was really great about Creed 2, that they showed that a little bit, because I think that Rocky, for the most part, foreshadowed that, right?
Yeah.
It's about believing in yourself. And Rocky always lost, right? Like he lost to Apollo once, barely went to Apollo the second time, got his ass whipped by Mr. T, came back, whipped Mr. T. That's a great fucking name, by the way. Then he got rocked by, the Russian, and then that fucked him up in 5. And so when they did that, I thought it was dope, because that it really is an important thing about, it's like Mike says, if you get hit in the mouth, you had a plan, but now that shit is gone. So you better regroup. You better regroup
now after you get smacked in the mouth.
Right. And so that's a big thing about sports. So yeah, no,
But
definitely.
this life.
Right.
The period, this
Right.
life, at some point you got to say, okay, especially in the world now where it's given to me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't earn it, but this should be mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at him like, no, this is mine because I worked for it and I took it. And especially being a black man for me. In accounting, even worse.
Yeah, no, that shit. I was just making fun of you earlier, not in a bad way, but I'm like, you don't ever hear black accountants. That's not like a
Exactly.
that's
It's
some
not.
Jewish job. No, not to be anti-Semitic or to generalize anybody, but for the most part,
my
right?
daughter's half Jewish though.
Right,
No,
see?
I get it. People call my office, bro. People call my office for meetings. I have meetings with other banks and other things, and I'll set up a meeting. And when they get to my office and my secretary brings them in, they look me up for a good 30 seconds, like,
We in the right office?
exactly.
You sure this is not the maintenance office?
Exactly.
Fucking motherfuckers, bro.
I'm like, I got the same 10 fingers and 10 toes, bro. My stuff works.
Seriously.
My stuff works.
If one person can show me how they jump into a pair of pants, I'll be impressed. You put that shit on one leg at a time, just like me, motherfucker. Slow down.
I had to change because back in the day when I was a pimp, I had these 2 broads to hold myself and I jump in. I did it with no hands. I'm just messing.
Nasty. See, you special. That's why you ended up being one of the few black accountants.
So it's weird, but yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's always about how much you willing to work, no matter what you have to go through. And being black, you have to go through a little bit more. We're not on the same playing field. Minorities aren't as everybody else. But even if you double the work and do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get knocked down. People are gonna be racist towards you, discriminate against you. But are you willing to get back up? It's all hard, no matter what you do.
Yeah, that's amazing,
what you
man.
do.
I mean, for me, that's super powerful, because nothing ever goes according to plan. I love the Outcast saying, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. And that's just so
Exactly.
true. You know what I mean? You can have everything set up dope and gonna kill, and then bow. Fucking category 7 fucking hurricane comes through and it's fucking over, bro.
Yes.
And all your belongings is gone.
Yes.
All your shit is gone.
Yes.
And then you got to rebuild.
gotta
And do you
rebuild.
have what it takes? Do you have, the britches to pull yourself back up and be like, we're going to do this again and again and again
and not
and
even
again.
just rebuild stronger.
Right.
Make it stronger. Okay, I know where I mess up. I tell my daughter and my son this all the time. And I don't care if you mess up. You're going to mess up.
How's the mad rapper, by the way?
I haven't talked to him since he's mad. Problem. Anywho, but yeah. I used to tell him, okay, you mess up. I don't care if you mess up. You're supposed to mess up. That's how you learn. Just don't make the same mistakes.
Facts.
Learn what you messed up at and make it better so you never have that problem again. But you're supposed to mess up. Don't call me because something went wrong. Okay? I told my daughter, she called me the other day crying, fix your face. Fix your face before you start talking to me. Okay. What's wrong? She told me the story. I'm like,
why are you tripping?
Crying. Okay, she called the other day. I'll try and cut the story short.
No. We got time. We can air it out.
She called the other day crying, and I'm at work. And I'm like, first fix your face. He done you, 17-year-old.
She's going through some shit, It's hard.
Not go, exactly. Like your life is so hard. You text
Shit
me,
is hard. Those those first world problems are difficult, man.
Can you zelly me some money? And I say no. Oh, my life is going to end. But
oh my
she
God.
hits me up. She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. For what? I want to graduate early. I only need a math class. Got all my other credits. Okay. No, English class. Well, I talked to my counselor. If I graduate early, that means I have to get out of my IP English class, the college English class, go to a lower one, and I can graduate in a month and a half. But it looks bad. I'm like, yeah, it does. If you take your IB English, when will you graduate? Oh, I graduate 2 months early still. Okay, then why are you
What
crying?
are we tripping about then?
Why are you crying? But what happens if I don't get accepted to the school I want to go to?
Oh.
Right.
No, I got you. I'm trying to ration out. I'm trying to take the 17-year-old side. I got you.
And I'm like, okay. And she wants to go to the University of Miami.
Oh,
Pre-med.
Wow.
I'm
Is that
like,
the U?
The U. You know,
Right.
I was happy when she decided. And I'm like, why would you not get into the U? Well, I don't know. I'm like, okay. So 2 months ago, when you got pre-accepted into Stanford,
damn,
you was okay. So why would you not be able to get into the U?
Facts. And no shot to the U, but I would say scholastically, they're probably
That's what I said. Now, why would you get into the U?
I mean, it's a athletic university for the most part,
Yes.
on my understanding. So I believe I'm sure they do, right?
Law,
but it ain't like Stanford.
Law, finance, and medicine is great at the U too. But yes, the U is known for sports.
Right. So I'm thinking you might be able to get in, right? A little, I don't want to use the word easy because that's going to disrespect
A
some
lot
folks.
easier.
There you go.
than
Thank
Stanford.
you. Thank you. See? Yes.
Yeah,
Stanford is like fucking saying Harvard. It's the Harvard of the West.
I was confused. And I'm sitting in my office.
By the way,
bruh.
congratulations, my guy. That's pretty fire.
I'm sitting in my office like, I want to choke this child out because this makes no sense. But at the same time, like, this is my child. As a man, men are supposed to be like hard and all this stuff. And I know my sensitive side. I'm a caring person. Big teddy bear. When I hear stuff like that, I'm like,
Come on.
Exactly.
Right. I'm in the
This is
same
what
boat
you
with
called
you,
me
bro.
for? This is what you called me for?
Bro, I'm in the same boat. I'm trying to like be compassionate, but sometimes I'm like, bro, you're killing me right now with this shit. This is ridiculous.
Like,
now, meanwhile, I'm back at the ranch. I'm dealing with 4, 5, and 7, which is a little different. But same thing.
Different.
17. You're like, come on, girl.
You're killing me right now. When I was on my way over here, she called me upset. Let me tell you what my counselor did. Told me I have to drop. I'm like, okay, so what's the problem here? I don't understand why I have to drop this class and you're going to give me another one. You're going to shorten my classes, but you're not helping me get to where I need to be. I'm like, did you talk to her? This was an email. I asked her, can't you call me? Can we talk? I'm like, then why are you calling me? Call me after you talk to her. And
Maybe homegirl don't have no friends.
who? My daughter?
Yeah.
Do you know who her dad is?
I get that. But, I mean, shit. I mean, she's hitting you up, but it seems like every 5 seconds when the building's not on fire.
She trusted her dad because I came
Right.
down it. So she
Facts.
trusted her dad, and we're real close. But I'm
No,
like,
I get you.
This is why you.
I'm giving you shit. I know.
Yeah, you're calling me over something that you don't even
This is
know.
the thing that makes
answers
me
to.
worried. And I'm not saying that it's not amazing that they don't call, but as this generation gets softer, this is going to sound weird. I'm kind of happy COVID happened because it's going to toughen up some people because it was going real too easy for loud motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because for me, bro, I did not out the gate have a phone when I was a kid. I had to go work and get one my own and pay my own bill. And I'm not saying that.
But no, I didn't get my daughter's phone. My
Right.
mom got her phone.
But they're getting it though. You know what I mean? Like their track to whatever is way easier than we have it.
Yeah.
Oh, we had it, and it's it was making me a little alarmed because I'm gonna be old one day, and these are the people that I'm gonna be counting on to hold us down. And I'm getting a little nervous because I'm like, you mofos are way too soft. You're way too soft. You got to toughen up.
It was confusing to me. Like my daughter got her phone at 11, and I asked her like, what does she need a phone for?
I don't understand that. Who's she calling?
What does she need a phone for? In case she's get in touch with you or me. I'm like, I got a question. Where's my child at?
I was just gonna say she spends most of the time
Where's my child at with you? And we weren't together. Where's my child at with you where she might need to call you?
Yeah.
Because as far as I know, my daughter's either with, in my mind,
right.
And I went to public school.
Facts.
San Diego State is public school, so I might not be the smartest man in the world, but at 11, my child's with me. And when she's not with me, she's with you. When she's not with you, that means she's in school.
Facts. That covers a lot of time.
So where is she at? Where she needs a phone? I'm going to get her phone. I'm like, okay, it's your money. What you want with it?
I mean, look,
you're not going to be part of the bill? No.
If it was, fuck that. I can't believe she even fucking asked that. I'm like, you must be crazy.
This is your choice.
Yeah, seriously. You're on an island with that shit.
By yourself.
Facts. Listen, 14, 15, 16, maybe you go to high school, you're taking transportation on your own. You might need to hit somebody up. At 11, I don't even remember. I think, what are you in 6th grade, 7th grade? You don't need no motherfucking phone. Hello? The TikToks and the Instagrams and the whole, that's what it is for. That's just to be talking shit to the homies. It's like, bro, you don't need that shit. This is what I'm saying, right? So right out the gate, we get a phone, we get a nice $200 laptop, we get fucking headsets. I had to grind for every single piece of that shit, bro. Yes. My mom cut me off at 11. She was like, check this out, dog.
I started working at 13.
Me too.
Summer jobs was a must.
Yep.
So I like my money. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I'm hard on my daughter. I mean,
right. Maybe a little bit more than you should be, but you're trying to protect her and being more disciplined on her.
But I was hard too. Like, she would come to football games with me, and I get on my knees and I'd be punching her. Tack it. My boy's like, how you gonna hit a girl? I'm like, because if some dude think he's stupid enough to hit my daughter when she's older, she gonna look at me like, my daddy hit harder than you.
Right.
And fuck his ass up.
I know. Tabitha's having a little bit of a situation with me with that too, because I've been boxing with the kids and the girls especially. Because I'm like, you are gonna be in a situation that you're gonna, especially now. Look, I see somebody get smacked and ass whooped like almost every other day on the motherfucking, I call it TV now on Twitter, okay? Because I don't even watch TV. My TV now is a social media app that it just gives me the best shows, and I don't even gotta subscribe to nothing. It's free. But come on, you're not gonna tell me that you might need a little bit of self-defense skills, especially during this time when motherfuckers are just grabbing people out of cars, harassing them at dinner tables, at restaurants, everywhere. I mean, you watch this
Karens
shit
up and down the street like,
bro. And then meanwhile, back at the ranch, the police walk the white suspect back to their vehicle. That's all. They get walked.
Give him a burger. He get the yeah. So I punched my daughter. I tackled her. I treat her just like I treated my son.
Right. Which I think that's supposed to be fair, right? I mean, are you supposed to
treat him the same?
Right. That's what I thought.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Maybe it's a thing for the dads, right? Because maybe the moms are supposed to be like the sweetness and all that stuff. Because I'm like, listen, this is military rule. We're living on a dictatorship until I say otherwise.
And I'm with you. And for me, because me and my daughter's mom separated, divorced when my daughter was 4. So, and mind you, she's 17 now. She's calling me about all these problems. She doesn't call her mom.
Right.
When she's having boy problems, she calls me. She doesn't call her mom. When she's having friend problems, because she's a girl and
right, she got to relate to homegirl.
She still doesn't call her mom. She calls me.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, apparently I'm doing something right.
It's so weird, and I was thinking about it today because I spend a lot of time with my kids now because I'm a full-time dad now, and I'm really always curious about psychology, and it's mind-blowing that. Like, my kids will be mad if they don't sit at the same spot at the dinner table. They'll be mad if the stuff doesn't come at the same time. And so they're not mad, but it's crazy. Us at our, like, most earliest stages, we need...
structure.
Yes.
My daughter told me that. I'm like, have you talked to mom about this? No. Why? There's no structure in her house. Why do you think I'm never there?
See?
Like, my daughter... A
17-year-old knows, bro.
My daughter's a freshman in high school. School calls me. Daughter's late. Yada yada yada. I'm like, why should I go there? She's been late like 6 times in 30 days.
That's a lot, probably,
right?
Like,
yes. I'm like, what is going on? Well, I have to wake mom up, and she takes a while for me. I'm like,
dang,
you're a child. You shouldn't have to wake your mom up to take you to school. Your mom should be waking you up to go to school. She's like, I know.
Wow.
I know. I don't know.
Got you.
I'm like, okay, well.
So now, so this is another trip. So to bring us in, because I want to bring something else in. You met your missus here in California, or you met her in New York City?
Met her here.
Okay, so she's definitely California, right?
Yes.
Right, and
met her by accident.
Was that a lot of the reason why it didn't work?
No.
Meaning, so like, because I'm not gonna say that we're harder, but they're definitely flakier out here. There's something
A little bit different
about,
out here.
yeah,
It's the water. They don't get enough MSG in their life. We get that.
True story. And there's something up because like a couple of misfires, even with just like dealing with homies.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I can't. You don't even. The struggle's real.
I keep my circle small.
I do too. But coming to a new place I didn't know. I'm sure you didn't know, and you trying to meet people, and you cycle through motherfuckers. And you're like, I'll keep this one. This one's good. We'll fucking we'll kick this whole lot out. Let's get another lot in here, and then we'll add another, and you go through the thing. But yeah, it was really, really interesting to come over here. So so that really didn't fuck with it. It's just homegirl is listening to a different tune.
We were great for 10 years.
Really?
I met him by accident. Rodney Harrison was having a party downtown.
The former Charger / Patriot?
Yeah.
Nice.
Having a party downtown.
You was invited?
I used to do this before, right?
No.
I wasn't always an accountant.
Dale, holla at your boy. I don't know, bro. You know what's so funny? Before you tell me the story, dude, I never ask men what they do.
Never do. Me and my boys, if
I don't
we
fuck
didn't play
with that.
football together, I knew what you did. When we played football together, okay, because we going to work the same.
Right.
But now my boys, somebody
Agreed.
asked me, what's Larry doing? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't be asking that shit.
You've known him for 10 years. How you not know? Because it's not my business.
I had an ex say the same shit to me. She's like, you know that motherfucker for 3 years? I was like, that's not the deal. I don't judge him like you do because he got a fucking job, and what job he got, that's how I'm gonna like him more.
I need you to make sure you're not an asshole.
Facts,
and
that's
you
all
got
I
my
need.
back like
That's
I do.
it, that's
I don't care
it,
what you do.
that's
when
it.
When you leave my presence, I don't give a fuck.
All right, so let's rewind the tape. I mean, I figured that you played a little bit of pro football from what you were saying, or not pro football.
I played pro ball for 2 years.
Really? Okay,
Arizona.
with the San Diego Chargers.
No, Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
That's when we was bad, losing all the time. But
by the way, ladies and
when
gentlemen, I'm sorry I didn't do my due diligence and have a former NFL player on the team and on the show, and I screwed it all up. I dropped the ball here.
this is the time when Arizona got good enough where we beat Dallas in the playoffs. Way back
They had
in
that
the
moments. Was that when they shipped over Emmitt Smith for that last couple of years in his tank? Or was
No. This is Adrian Morrell running back. This is Jake the Snake Plummer days.
Oh, sick. That's dope. I used to love Jake the Snake. Was he a cool dude?
Cool dude.
Right?
Cool dude.
He was great escaping the pocket.
Yes.
I remember him in as a Bronco more so. He was great.
Yes.
He was awesome.
So Rodney's having a party downtown.
So you know Rodney at this time or no?
Yes, I know him at this time.
You went to college with him or something or what?
It's from football. It's a family.
Okay, so that's dope.
So he's like, will you be in town? It's my birthday. Having a party. I'm like, yeah, I can make it. It's no big deal. Summertime, it's off season. So I come back. I call my manager at the time. I'm like, Rodney's having a party downtown at the Rocks. It was the Rocks.
Where was that
Downtown.
shit at?
It was downtown.
I know, but which club would that be now? Flux? Would it be
No, it's not a club. It's not a club anymore.
They took it down? Tell me.
Yeah, it's closed down. It's like a wine bar, something like that.
Okay,
now.
okay.
And so, but it used to be one of the hottest spots out here.
I
bruh.
can imagine.
So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. So hit my manager up. I'm like, I'll be in town. Ronnie's having a party. You want to roll? He's like, yeah, sure. Get down there. He's talking to this broad, and he knows me. I'm like, don't put my business out there with people like that. So like, okay.
What does that mean?
Like,
I know what it means for me, but
I don't
just
want people to know
clarify.
I played sports.
Got to keep that shit on the wraps so that they don't fucking try to jump on the.
Treat you different and all that.
Just what we just talked about.
Yeah, I'm coming out to have some drinks, have a good time. Everybody knew Rodney because he was here.
Right.
I'm just one of them guys who just
knew him.
Exactly.
Correct.
So my manager's talking to this female.
By the way, is Rodney a nice guy?
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. My manager's talking to this female, and he's like, he comes up like, I want you to meet this female I'm talking to. I'm like, okay. And he's got a friend. I might need you to help me out. Wingman. I'm like, I got you, whatever. And so he introduced me to her. Yada, yada, this is Domonique, and meet the girl. I'm like, hey, how you doing? She's like, hey, okay, cool. We started talking. She's like, oh, so what do you do? I was like, I work in entertainment, like TV and stuff. She's like, oh, okay, that's nice. Like a cameraman? I'm like, yeah, something like that. so
That's dope.
I'm like, and so we talk, and she's like, I asked her, can I get your number? And she's like, yeah, I'll give you my number, and gave me a fake name. Yada, yada, yada.
She did or you did?
She gave me a fake name.
Wow.
And so I called. I know I'm coming back in town the next couple of weeks anyways. So I called, hit her up. Wrong number.
Damn. She did
Mind you,
dirty.
we danced all night long.
Right.
After the club, we went to the Sheraton by the Bay and threw the rock around. Me and my manager, because he wanted a girl. He wanted to throw some football around. I'm like, it's 2:30 in the morning. Y'all got problems. But okay, whatever.
We're going to measure
Whatever.
penises.
Yeah.
Right.
It was crazy. So couple weeks later, I get back into town. I go downtown again with my boys, drinking. And at the time, everybody, I knew the manager, I knew the bouncers at the club, so I never wouldn't wait in the line. I know the Coens who own the club. They own all of downtown.
Nasty.
So I get in the club. I see her walking down the little ramp thing inside the club. And I turn to my boy. I'm like, that's that bitch that gave me the wrong number. At the time I'm saying this, the music's cutting down.
Oh, shit. Fade.
She hears me. We argue. She's like, fuck you. You ain't shit. Yada, yada,
Nasty.
yada.
I love it.
I'm like, no, you grimy. How you gonna get somebody a number and it's the wrong number?
You should have just told the motherfucker no.
Exactly.
I hate when they do that shit.
If you don't want to talk, don't talk. I'm a grown man. I might cry in the car, but you ain't gonna see that. So we argue. Bouncers come.
Fuck.
She's like, yeah, you gone now. She didn't know that they knew who I was.
You're done, homie.
Took her outside. I'm like, I gotta go because that.
You thought it was fucked up? You were being a nice guy, or you weren't trying to make it hot on the block for yourself?
I'm trying to be a nice guy. She should have got kicked out. And I was like, no, don't kick her out. It's cool, bro. It's cool. So I go outside. I'm like, look, I'm sorry. I know they're gonna kick you out.
Now she finds out that you got juice.
How the fuck they kick you out and then kick me out? I'm like, because I know them, and they just thought you was some crazy
person. Yeah.
Well, if I was crazy, what's that to do with you? I'm like,
oh my god.
I'm in the club, I guess. Sat outside. They wouldn't let her back in. So they wouldn't let her back in. I tried to get her back in. They wouldn't let her back in.
They're like, Shorty's hot. We can't fuck with her.
So I hit my boy up. I'm like, look, I'm gonna stay outside, female, and I'll meet y'all around 2:00. The club's closed. I'm like, you want to just walk around downtown? I'll get you pizza, whatever you want. We can just talk and stuff. We talked. Next thing you know, we're dating. And at the time, I'm living at La Mirage, Mission Valley Reference Stadium. I have an apartment there, and so we dated for a while. I like a year and a half, 2 years. And so one day, driving down the street, down the 8, where were we going? We're going somewhere like a friend's house for a barbecue or something. I was in town. And one of my boys is a cop.
Okay.
Had him pull me over.
On purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
Pulled me over, got me out the car, slammed me in the back of the car,
Damn,
yada, yada, yada.
You guys were acting it up.
Yeah, she jumped out.
You're about to get an Oscar.
She jumped out the car. I had to test her ride or die this, bruh.
Damn, I love you so much.
She jumped out the car. Why you throwing me in the car? What the fuck you doing?
That is so fire.
Blonde hair, blue-eyed Jewish girl from LA, family's from Israel, but she's gangster with hers.
Dope.
And he's like,
don't fuck with the Israelis, bro. They're gangsters, bro.
I was like, done with him, I'll do the same thing to you. And he threw me. But he threw me kind of hard, and I thought he was going to throw me. So I kind of like tumbled, and we on the side that 8, bruh, freeway.
Oh, my God.
And I kind of tumbled, and at the time, something to fill up my pocket. She's like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, trying to scramble to grab it, and I was wondering if you'd marry me. She's like, what the fuck? She's all crying and stuff, so yeah, we got
That
married.
is the most amazing fucking proposals ever.
Right, you got to go all out, bro.
That was fire.
You asked somebody for the rest of your life. Didn't work out that way, but
right.
that's what
No,
you're hoping.
I get you. That is
we
dope.
We was good for 8 years, married for 10, and one day she had flipped. Like after 8 years, just flipped, stopped doing everything. Quit a job, on the couch eating bonbons, wouldn't clean. I come home, I clean, I do the
cook,
cooking,
I do the laundry. I do all of that shit, bro. I've done this story myself. That shit is whack.
And I had my daughter at the time, and I'm like, I gotta stay. This is my daughter. I don't want her to grow up without a father.
And your son's also with her, or that's another?
Son's traveling back.
No, I know.
The East Coast, yes.
But that
No, my son's not with him.
No, with her
mother.
Okay.
So my son's traveling back from the East Coast to here, summertime. Just
got you.
And I'm sitting on the couch, and my mom calls me one day. She's like, "What are you doing?" Me and my mom are close. We talk.
That's dope.
I'm like, I'm watching TV. It's like, no, dumbass.
She was like a deeper question.
Why are you still in the house? I'm like, so I don't want my daughter to grow up without her dad. I know what that's like. She's like, dummy. I'm like, what? She's like, you know you can live across the street and still be in your daughter's life. You ain't got to be in the house.
That's true.
Moved out that day.
You know what's so crazy? they be just dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
When Mama Dukes gets on the shit, and you just like, damn.
It's like
that makes so much fucking sense. Yeah. I couldn't have had that epiphany on my own.
It wasn't like moving back to the East Coast or something.
Wow.
You still staying there. I'm like, been here ever since.
That's dope.
Daughter, so yeah.
I want to go hit some of that stuff, but I wanted to get back, and I'll try to put it back together. So you were telling me that you just went protesting with your daughter and stuff like that. You guys go to the ones like what, downtown, North Park, any of that?
La Mesa one after the trolley incident.
Were you responsible for burning down that bank, man?
Come on, bro. You know, if it's me, I'm burning down the door to a liquor store so I can get me some bottles.
Oh my God.
Something I could use later on.
What a trip, though, huh? That literally all these cities were just going ham. And for me, because you say La Mesa, I was literally able to see a fire like happening and shit happening. I was like, what the in my backyard? I'm from Bronx, New York. I'm used to that shit. Yeah. But I thought I went to Cali for some new shit.
Exactly. Threw me off. But I mean, they played it out the wrong way. Like black people and Black Lives Matter doing that. And
Right. I'm glad that shit got straightened up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because a few days after, the mob started to control itself, which was fire.
Yes.
I thought it was really cool. So let me ask you, this is what I wanted to get into. The messaging of Black Lives Matter, do you think is being handled properly?
Yes and no.
Okay, talk to me.
So when you say Black Lives Matter movement, it's different from Black Lives Matter, the organization.
Right, see, thank you.
It's two different things.
Okay.
And Black Lives Matter movement has been around forever.
Okay.
Been around forever. The organization.org, that's new, the last 2 years. But black people have been fighting for their lives from day one.
Right.
Day one. Like, well, they got the black fist. Okay, do you not remember the Olympics?
Right. No, apparently nobody's seen that shit.
You thought it's been around forever. This has been going on forever. This is not nothing new. But when you have people who, excuse the pun, still want to put their knee to your neck and hold you down.
That's crazy, bro.
They have to spin it where you're bad.
Right. Well, that was a new thing that I just seen. Like,
you're bad. And no matter how bad you say Black Lives Matter, even or BLM, the movement, we've been fighting the Klan and skinheads forever. When at point was that ever going to be bad for you guys?
Right. Yeah.
When is that ever going to be not okay? And people say, well, all lives matter. But you can't say that if you're not fighting for all lives. All lives.
Right. Agreed.
No one has a problem with all lives matter.
Right.
But that shouldn't be your counter to Black Lives Matter.
Correct.
And
all lives matter except.
And if somebody says Black Lives Matter, the person who says like, yes, let's fix your shit, then we fix everything else.
Right.
And that boy's like, okay, what about the kids in cages? My office was down. I was down there protesting too when it was happening. Before all this stuff. So if you don't have answers, then don't try and bring up no problems.
Right.
If you're not trying to change it, somebody says Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Well, help me fix it so I can say the same thing at this time. Wow, that's not my job. That's amazing. Okay, then you should stay at home, sit on the couch, and don't say nothing. Accept what you accept. Like I tell people, if you don't vote, you can't have no problems. Right, exactly. You can't complain about nothing if you ain't voting. 100%. It is what it is. If you ain't trying to fight the bad, then you accept the bad. It is what it is. So on that note, right, we've had a lot of people come out, and I'll take this even to a more interesting direction. Is it important for athletes to take stands in these movements? It's important for everybody. I agree. It's funny people, but they get a lot of like flack. Like some homegirl said, "Go and dribble the ball," and I'm like, "Bro, what are you talking about, girl?" And if that's the case, she was on the news. Facts. Then you read the news. Then right? I'm just saying. It don't matter if you're an athlete, you a bum. You're still a person who lives in the United States. The first thing you have more of a platform when you are an athlete because more people see you. Exactly. See you, so you can because you quick to watch when they making your team money. Getting your team, your city rings, they championships. But when it's time, Rob moved to LA and somebody wrote the N-word on his garage. Get the fuck out of here. That's a fact? Nah. Yes. Wow. Went out here, somebody wrote the N-word on his garage. Where was you at then? Because he's making your team better. You support him when he's on the court. You gotta support him when he's off too. That's true, bro. Still human. I got you. I was actually very proud that they shut the shit down. Yeah. Because if I was them, I'm like, fuck this. We ain't playing no more. Yeah. I ain't playing no more. Until some of this shit gets fixed, I ain't playing no more. Fuck this. Because you're basically playing for the ideology of that person, right? The same way those people give two shits about the 17th floor, they can give two shits about homeboy with the ball. Yes. And that's not a fact because if I'm totally down with the average person helping, but we don't have a fucking voice. I need you up top, homeboy, to help us out down here. Exactly. So we don't look like crazy people that are burning down cities for no reason. Exactly. Right? Because I was just like, I mean, I know someone got into some shit also because they had said that, or I think it was Chris Rock, that he was getting mad that people started calling out, I guess black, whatever, fucking writers or some were taking shots like, hey, where's homeboy at? And where's my man at? And where's this at? But they were saying that the people were actually at this specific moment, that was Chris Rock, not Chris Rock, David Chappelle's point. He was like, look, the people are handling this shit right now. They don't need me. They're doing it. When they need me, I'll be there. But right now, there's a solidarity that I don't want to fuck with. Yeah, and like I tell my my staff, like I tell my kids, worry about you.
Right, facts. If we did more of that, we wouldn't have no Karens,
exactly.
bro.
If I'm out protesting, it's not my job to look at you like, where you at? Because I don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You just think I'm at home. No, I'm worrying about me. And if I happen to look over and you next to me, good. If you're not, maybe you're doing it on your end somewhere else. Because we all know Hollywood has a problem too.
They got a huge fucking problem, bro.
Between no black actors, actresses,
right.
and their ring of porn, kid porn, it's all going around the world.
That shit is all fucked. Yeah, yes, go do something.
Yes.
Go do something.
So you got stay in your lane and do what you're supposed to do. Worry about you, but fix the world. It's not that hard. Life is easy. People make it hard.
Facts.
Plain and simple. Not that hard.
Wow.
It confuses me.
It does too. I think now we've definitely made things a lot more confusing than they used to be. So now to find the road back seems crazy because we don't even know. I couldn't imagine 300 years this country has been working on itself, and in months or let's say a couple of years, it's just falling apart at the fucking seams. Now, it could have all have been like, a house of cards, right? Which is why it tumbled or is tumbling down so much more easier than I would have thought. But we gotta get back to this humanity thing, bro, because we're wilding out, man.
You say get back to it, but
it doesn't seem like It doesn't seem like the people that are supposed to be protecting us.
No.
Right? Come on, that shit gotta be looked at.
And it's crazy. I got cousins that are cops.
Because you just made a joke about, you tussling with your homeboy. By the way, was he a white cop or a black cop?
He was white.
Oh, that shit must have been more funnier.
Yes. And it's weird because I got friends and family that are cops. And then I hear people like, back to blue. The funny part is just like the law. If you rob a bank and I drive the car, you come out and I drive the car away, doesn't that make me an accessory?
Uh-huh.
So if a cop is doing bad,
right,
and your job,
everybody,
if your job is to serve and protect and uphold the law, you have to police yourself. And if you can't police yourself, then you're wrong as well. If I see you doing wrong and I don't say nothing, I'm just as bad as you,
bro. Because you're in the accounting, and if the numbers don't look right, they got to get fixed, right? So to me, that translates as if you're not doing your job, you're replaced. Yes. How the fuck are all these dudes not getting fired? And not just, again, if you're saying governing yourself.
Because the law. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
They have a law where they can't be prosecuted the same way.
Wow.
They have that blanket. They have a blanket like, okay, well, if I kill somebody, I really can't go to jail.
Dang.
I'm a cop.
Wow.
And they're trying to change that.
I know, but that's crazy.
But
that's the world we live in now.
It's the world we always lived in. The only different.
Right. It's been personified now.
The best thing about the kids now.
Yeah, millennials.
Millennials.
Yeah, I've been fucking up to my goddamn New York accent won't let me say words.
The best thing about them is they don't care.
Right.
They don't care. They're out
That's
there.
the good news, actually.
They're out there like, okay, this
that's
is wrong.
actually one of the good.
Wrong.
Not only that, they don't see color as much as we do.
Yeah.
Right? Or not we do, but like the older people.
Yeah.
Because I think racism is an old thinking concept for the most part.
Like Chris Rock said, that old white money.
That's it. That's it.
The person who invented the color red, the color blue.
Right. It's facts. It's facts. Yeah. It's billionaires. It's dudes with generational wealth that's their fucking like concepts and theories.
And think somebody's taking something from them. What do you?
Which is crazy. Right? I'm like, damn, daddy, you got like 800 billion, right?
What are you losing?
Can I get 1 million? Can I just get one? I'm good.
What is somebody taking away from you?
Shit.
What is somebody taking
away from you? They really hoarding that shit like crazy. They don't want no minorities. From what I'm reading through the tea leaves and through the lines, they don't want none of us up there.
But it's always been that way.
It's just
Nothing's
crazy.
ever changed. And then they have to change words like black on black crime, which there's no such thing as black on black crime.
But would it be classified? I don't mean to sound like an idiot. Human, not human crime? Right, there you go. Yeah.
When's the last time you heard somebody say white on white crime?
Probably all the time.
Mexican on crime.
All the time.
Asian, there's no such thing as crime.
Right.
If a white man shoots another white man, that's murder.
Just called, right.
It's crime.
Right.
A black person doing is black on black crime. No, it's just crime. Just crime.
Shit. That's actually
real
a really
crime
good point.
is when a cop puts his neck on somebody, so he can't breathe and he dies. Now that's crime.
Facts.
That's wrong. You're here to protect and serve. You took an oath. I promised when I had my daughter and my son that I will make sure they were always okay and I'll teach them as much as I can. I took that oath. I'm living up to it. Living up to it. Do your job. That's all I ask. Do what you're supposed to do.
You know what's so crazy? To bring it back to the sports analogy, I don't know who this guy goes and like gets some of these like one-liners. It's Bill Belichick's most genius phrase ever. Do your job. That's it. It's so simple. It works. It fucking like almost rhymes, and you can't forget it. How the fuck are y'all forgetting it?
And it goes with everything in life. Do your job.
That's it.
You're a parent. Do your job as a parent.
Yeah. You could just like kill it with everything. That cliche is like he turned it. I mean, I don't know if that cliche existed before he like coined it, but it really is that. So now to go a little bit further, just because I had this enlightening moment that you've played pro football. I'm sure you guys were aware of it at the time then. Did anyone really consider wanting to make some kind of a social move of justice, or some of the cats that you politic with? Because the NFL is like predominantly black. So is the fucking NBA. Baseball's a little different. They let some Latinos in there, so it's a mixed bag. You know, you're probably like 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. Yeah. White, black, and brown, and then they sprinkle in some Asians. But did you, locker rooms, anybody see? I mean, how
you talk with your boys and like we're having a conversation like that, but the system's built to separate you.
Right. Yes.
It always has been. Always until it's changed, it will be.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what you talk about, they'll give you an inch where they make you feel better. Like, okay, we'll have this committee where we'll see if there's any problems or things like that. We'll have sensitivity training and stuff like that. But you're not fixing the problem. You're putting a Band-Aid on a dam. It just so happens right now the dam broke.
Right.
And now you're shocked and amazed, like, what's going on? Well, this is built up forever. At some point, you say, okay, no, we need to fix this. So, yeah, no matter if there's, like when I was growing up, me and my boys go to the mall, Cherry Creek Mall. We're going out there. We're having a good time. You guys can't walk in a group.
Huh?
5 black kids can't walk in a group. You have to separate. Only 2 black people at one time.
Damn.
Why? Like a gang.
Wow.
Excuse me? It's just the way it is. You couldn't wear hoodies in the mall. Kids couldn't wear hoodies.
Same thing.
Why? It makes no sense. But they have to find ways to divide and keep you down. Keep it subtle. So it looks like it's too much racism. But just enough where racism's still there, but you just think it's like, okay, they're just being assholes. It's always been here.
Fuck. You know, I know it's funny. If the people that listen to my show, they know that I jump around a lot, and that's like super poignant. But I have you here for a limited time, and I want to get more of your opinion. So I would assume because you cross all the T's and dot the I's, you're a registered voter.
Yes, always have been.
Boom. Okay, so which of the lesser evils is going to be better for this country?
Daughter asked me, and my daughter be at home, and she's 17, but she's just to start voting next year, and she's like, "So you're Democrat?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "You're Republican?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "What else?" Like, I'm a realist because I have to vote for the lesser of the evils. I voted Republican before when I thought it was going to be okay. Mostly Democrat because it's usually the lesser of the evils, and I'll vote Democrat this year because we can't get no more eviler than what's there now.
Yeah, homeboy's on fire.
No matter how you twist it, like one of my boys, he's Republican. Always vote Republican. Families from Ohio, they are straight. That's them. They don't care if the man burned down Jesus' cross with him on it himself. Said you're a shitty person, spit on it. They're still gonna vote.
They just all team all day.
Day.
Right.
All day.
Akron, Ohio.
Yes, and they're
like, we're all into this Cleveland.
Yes, Trump. So I asked him, I was like, okay, you have a daughter? He's like, yes. I'm like, and I asked him this. We had the conversation about Trump and all, and he back. I'm like, you're an idiot, but okay. A couple of days later, we start talking kids. I'm like, you have a daughter? He's like, yes. I'm like, so if your daughter was dating this man, who never been convicted of anything, but had 27 allegations of rape, and you heard him say derogatory things to women and all this stuff, and ultimately was a shitty person, would you let your daughter date him? Like, no. I was like, but you voted for the same person to run our country. He's like, well, he's not a morally sound person, but I just thought he'd be able to make a change to the country. But that, I'm like, that thinking right there makes no sense.
I was just going to say that makes no sense.
If you're not a morally sound person, how can you be a morally sound president?
Gotcha.
You're supposed to, my kids hold me to a high standard. I hold my boss to a high standard. My employee's supposed to hold me to a high standard. I hold the cops to a higher standard.
Right.
The higher standard you can get in the U.S., you're pretty much supposed to be perfect. It's the presidency.
Right.
That's what you
Right.
got to be.
Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's relying on you.
You're supposed to be that high standard.
Yeah.
Now, if that wouldn't be your friend in real life, because he was cool, why would you say, okay, you're allowed to be in charge of everything?
Yeah,
Everything?
That sounds wild.
Everything.
Yeah.
It confused me. And he's like, right. At some point, no matter how much, he's like, well, you don't know if it's all true. Yeah, they have court cases.
By the way, when there's smoke, there's fire. I'm not a fireman.
And there's court cases where he bought out people. Yes, he bought out people.
Facts.
So you already
right,
know,
there's data.
You already know the shitty person, but like you said, we're just supposed to fire. If someone tells me every single day you're a shitty person,
Sums up.
Sometime I gotta
You
look
gotta
in the
be
mirror.
stupid.
You have to look in the mirror. It's like maybe I. It's like I tell my son. He says, "Well, I lost this job. It's such and they were after me. Or kids in school. The teacher didn't like me." If everybody's not like you, at some point you have to look in the mirror and say, maybe it's not
Dumb,
the
it's
world,
me.
it's me. Yeah.
I gotta lock this shit up.
So yes, this year I'll be voting for Democratic Party again.
Do we think, and we'll dig deeper because I'm sure you could go into, or we could go into, we throw up about how horrible Homeboy has ran the show. Do we think that forget about the party? Do we think that Biden's gonna bring, if it's the lesser of two evils, can he bring something else to the table? Because it seems like we're talking about all this shit, but we're not even talking about his politics, right? Because when they got Homeboy in, businessman. All right, cool.
Trump.
Whether you like it or not, that was the thing they hung on his shit, right?
All the business failed.
Dope.
Okay.
That was the thing that they said that he had, right?
Yes.
There has been not really like a poster child thing. The only thing that he hangs his hat on is I was the vice president for Obama.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Have you heard any of it? They haven't went to debates yet, so we don't really know where his stance on. But I listen to Bernie Sanders, and fucking Bernie Sanders could tell you 100 fucking things that he's trying or thinking or want to do.
Yes.
I don't know what Homeboy's thinking about or wanting to do.
And I would have voted for Bernie before.
Facts. I take it back now. I didn't want to go for Bernie because I think people were putting in the rhetoric that he was going to give away too much shit. Now looking back at it, he would have been the best person for this situation right now.
What could he give away?
Well, everybody was getting mad because, now he's going to take away money from this guy, potentially, let's say, okay, all the money, the military spending. Not saying that I care if they spend money or not, but he's going to take that from here, give it around, then he's going to give everybody free education.
Military spending.
Well, he took national disaster spending too. I'm just saying, I was nervous, but now looking back at it, what he was saying was sound because this fucking country is basically embezzling money every fucking year. As an accountant, they're literally like, oh shit, we lost that. Huh? Just erase that shit. We don't even need to.
Exactly.
we didn't lose no $1 trillion because if they're able to, where we at? Like a $7 trillion they've already printed.
The Treasury. It's so funny. People was like, okay, of course he's gonna fix the budget, not spend all this money.
Right.
He's spent triple that of anybody else. Just retarded. But it's weird because you can say, okay, there's no money, but it's the U.S. Mint. You guys make money. That's what you do.
Right. That's the job.
Well, I'm going to give this $1 trillion for this. Where'd you get that money from then before if it wasn't there?
That's what I'm saying, right? So they just made it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's dangerous. Right? Because, everybody's arguing with me that the fucking dollar's going down, but the only reason why it's going down is because we're printing cash.
Yes, and the dollar goes down.
All the time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
okay,
it only goes down in other countries. The
That's what I said.
A dollar can't go down in the States. The dollar's a dollar.
Facts. Not only that.
100 pennies. It's just what it is.
Listen, it ain't like the yen or the motherfucking baht or the motherfucking peso or the pound. None of these motherfuckers are fucking with us too because their currency is down too. So at the end of the day, I don't understand this argument. Like
if I take my dollar and go to Germany,
right,
you might buy some euros.
Yeah.
That's where the dollar goes down. But if I take my dollar to 7-Eleven, that dollar's still the same dollar if I don't spend the 7-Eleven, I go to Vons instead. A dollar's a dollar.
Do you think that's propaganda to freak everybody out to go fucking buy, like, let's say, shares of gold or whatever the fuck they want us to go get?
It's all betted money, bro.
Right?
They all work together and say, okay, I need to line my pockets.
Right. That's why I like when you said realists, because the Republicans and the Democrats are the same person. They're millionaires. I told my friend the other day, I said, if one more fucking millionaire tries to fucking relate with me, I'm going to throw up. Because there's no way you could relate with me, guy.
You got to chop him in the throat, bro.
Yo, it's just so crazy. Like, dude, when was the last time you were tripping up on your rent? Maybe the fringe people with that dough because they're wilding out of control. they might lose their shit with a coke habit and a bad decision on the weekend.
Yes.
But for the most part, people that have money are super fucking on it, and they're not fucking around, and they're counting the dollars every goddamn day. They don't have the same issues I have.
Yeah, no, and people's like, well, and I have a good job. I make good money. I have savings, stuff like that. And people's like, well, you have to help with your mortgage, stuff like that. I'm like, I got a job.
What do you mean help with your mortgage?
Like, if you can't afford your rent, they can't evict you and stuff like that.
And
if you can't pay
they
your
were
mortgage,
bringing up that stuff. Yeah. Like saying like you were saved under the crisis. Yes.
Yes. If you can't pay your mortgage, they'll help you out. I'm like, I got a job, but I have the savings too. I'm always going to pay my mortgage.
Right.
No matter how much free stuff you think you're getting, nothing's ever free.
100%.
Paying that back on the back end.
Facts.
I don't want to have to pay that back on the back end. That means now it's just added up. Cumulative money just adds up. My mortgage is $1,900. Okay. I pay it every month, or I don't pay it for 3-4 months. Now that $2,000 is $8,000 out.
Plus interest, daddy.
Now,
right? And I'm on the hook for that now.
Yes. Now, if you lost your job and you weren't getting unemployment or anything like that, then I can understand. Because you actually have no income coming in.
Right.
But people who lost their job were making just as much, if not more,
at
unemployment.
Yeah.
And the boost to the $600 on unemployment. So why are you not paying your bills? Why would you not pay your bills? But UMax, the club ain't open so you can make it rain.
I know, that was so crazy, right?
You want bottle service on unemployment money.
That's so wild, bro. But again, I think that is something that's built into us to be consumers, that even if they gave us, like, I always quote, and I might be fucking it up, but I always quote Kanye West. It's like, I had money to go buy myself.
Kanye West.
I know, listen, this is pre-Kardashian.
Okay,
this is
okay.
this is
crazy.
Yeah, right. This is pre-crazy. And he always would say a thing like, or in one of his lyrics, it was like, I had an opportunity to buy my way to heaven, but I spent it on a necklace.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of, I don't know if it's a music thing. I don't know. I feel like they really try to, these bigger dudes influence things somehow, some weird way to keep us trapped as consumers.
What do you think?
You know what I mean? Because
the puffy days, shiny suit. You think that makes you special when you hire up because you got spinning rims?
No,
and
yeah. Look what happened to MC Hammer with that shit.
Bruh.
He was like the real first dude
And
to
now
make
you
rap flashy, right?
Can't touch this. Now you can't taste no dollar bills. Now you doing Old Navy commercials.
Right.
I mean, it's just odd. But yes, no, I understand what you're saying with the politics. You don't know what he stands for. But in the same token, he was vice president. That's what he has to stand on. Can it get any worse than where it's at now?
No. Are you like are you a close watcher when it comes to stuff like that?
Yes.
Did he do anything as the vice president for Obama? I'm not saying anything,
vice
but
presidents don't. But you know what the funny part is? His running mate. She will probably be the first vice president will be more important than the president.
Facts. She's already running the shit like she is the president.
Exactly.
That kind of story deal.
Exactly. So me voting him in,
it's kind of getting right. Well, that motherfucker might croak too. So there's a lot of chance that homegirl might be in charge.
That was the only thing that scared me about Bernie. I'm like, will he be around?
Right. But he looks a little bit more vibrant and a little bit more with it than my man Biden does. Because I thought like a beginning Biden, I'm like, damn, daddy, you looking fresh. You got that silver. You're looking.
You're not looking, bro. If you look
and
at
now
Biden,
he's not.
If you look at Biden's eyes, that's weed, bro.
Glaucoma. He got glaucoma.
That's that weed look he got, bro.
He been hanging out too much with Obama.
You know,
chilling in the hood,
bro.
Chilling in the hood too long. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him.
Blunt real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's comedy and scary at the same time. But like we talked about, you roll with the punches and just hope. So
I know you're a busy dude, and so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I want to end the show like really poignant. So this is something that I've been throwing my mind around because you and I are both from the neighborhood back east. Things are way different over there, especially in New York City. Yes. I feel like New York and maybe Boston are the outskirt things that is just straight bananas. Like it's really hard. People are hard on each other. Shit is rough. You barely see the sun. I think that has a lot to do with it. There's not that much vitamin D. Vitamin D releases fucking endorphins in your mind, makes you fucking happier. We don't get that shit, so we're fucking more miserable. I have been interested to see because you're extremely articulate and you've never used the N-word as like a homie thing. And I'm not saying that you might not have or you do.
I don't use the N-word.
Right. If we're trying to ask for all these changes, right, as a culture, do we need to reflect on that word too? No. I know we took it as a positive and turned it into a negative, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Is that a good thing moving forward?
Because you're taking something ugly and making it pretty.
Okay.
The ugly duckling.
Done.
And then you have the people who's like, well, you're singing the song and I'm singing the song. No, you don't have that right. You don't have that right. You cannot take something that you've built and people say, well, I didn't build it. It's your bloodline. It's your bloodline and you didn't change it.
See, I knew this was going to get you fired
up. If you haven't changed, and people's like, well, you want people to say sorry for slavery when you never slaved. No, I don't want you to say sorry to me. I want you to help fix the problem. Fix the tradition, systemic racism, fix that. That's how you make it okay. And no, you can't say the N-word. And I don't say it just because
I know. I want to tell
I just don't say it.
No.
Don't say it. And my son,
that's
Mr.
I know Hollywood. That's Hollywood.
Mr. I'm making beats for a living. He used to say it. I see him in front of the house. His boys, they'd say it. He walk in the house. Wouldn't say it.
Wow.
You're not welcome in my home, bro.
Nice.
Not say that in my house. And he wouldn't. His boys wouldn't either.
Was it more of a stance of what the word originally meant? And even as pretty as they made it, you don't
just
care?
An ugly word. Yeah.
Right.
To me, it's just ugly.
Right.
Ugly word's an ugly word. Like
got you. That makes sense.
I probably use directly to a person the B word, bitch, probably 7 times my whole life. One time when I met my ex in the club, I said that.
You're like a really nice guy, which is crazy though, because you don't, and it's not a color thing, but you don't see really normally nice people. I think like you and I, in a large way, are kind of anomalies, because people from the East Coast are usually really fucking like they're kind of jerks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't classify you that much. I mean, I know you're a little hot tempered at times where you're short, but it's not the same. You are a considerate person.
I'm a firm believer. When people say, okay, just don't be a shitty person, be a good person, do the right things. I take those things to heart.
Me too.
People say it and they just say it because it's the slogan.
Right. It makes them look good in a conversation or some shit like that.
Treat people how you want to be treated.
Man,
I think
that's why
true.
you're my brother, bro. You know how many times I've said that? That's the only rule I live by.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a religious dude. It was a cool thing that came out of a book. If you do unto others as you want to be done unto yourself, you're good. That's it.
Yes.
Just treat everybody else nice, and we're hoping they reflect or reciprocate it.
And if you don't,
fuck them.
Cut off.
That's
cut
it.
Off for me, and I'm quick to cut somebody off.
Me too, bro. I don't play around.
I was like, how is such a friend for like 8 years and now you're not friends?
Bro, I tell you this, if you and me were a fucking GM, it wouldn't be good. You better lock it up on the field, bro. I'll be cutting motherfuckers like a motherfucker.
And I'm going to tell you where you messed up.
Right.
And then you got to go.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm okay with me. I love me. I'm the T.O. I'm the poor man T.O. And all my other boys will tell you, I love me some me. Like, you don't think that's cocky? No. Confident. And if I can't love me, how do I expect somebody else to?
That's what I be telling my lady. She gets mad that I'm always like, yo, I'm the man. I'm awesome. I'm amazing. I'm like, nobody else is doing it.
Exactly.
I got to pump my own shit.
If I can't love myself,
we're in trouble.
How can I expect someone to come in my life and be like, I love you? That means you loving me more than I love me.
Right.
Which makes no sense.
Zero.
I'm good with me.
Yes.
So if I had no friends sitting on the couch watching TV, I'm okay.
Me too.
As long as I got a rum and coke.
Facts.
Sports Center.
Right.
I'm good. So me not having friends wouldn't bother me. I have.
Yeah, you're fortunate because you are a good dude and you have got to reciprocate it.
And people around me, I don't call friends. I call family. To me, friends to me is acquaintances to other people.
Got you, like associates.
Yeah.
Feel you.
If I interview like, this is my friend such and such.
It's already stiff
we don't hang out really that much.
Code word.
Yeah, we know each other. And we don't hang out. I'll say, this is my fam right here. This is my family right here. That's me. My boys, they call my mom on Sundays. I call their mom on Sundays. My boy Larry, his mom lives down the street. I go see her. Spaghetti nights.
Nice.
We're good to go. We're close.
That's dope.
My group, we're close. So yeah, it means a lot to me. People in my life, and not to be a shitty person. Shouldn't. There's no reason.
Seems like the most easiest fucking thing, bro. And if they wrote it in a book, that book's been around for like a long time. How y'all motherfuckers didn't jump on the board on this already? It's just I think people internally are fucking selfish, and they could give two shits about what rhetoric you teach them about stuff. They just don't care.
But that's the American. We're cocky people. And everybody thinks everything's we give them to I'm the greatest, this is me, yada, yada, yada.
I'm a rock star, baby.
If it doesn't affect me, it don't matter mindset. So it's okay for me to be a shitty person because
at the end of the day,
affects you because you don't like my shittiness. Well, if you walk down the street and pass somebody you don't know and you make eye contact and you smile, what happens 9 times out of 10?
They smile back.
Exactly.
Well, not anymore because they got a mask, but yeah.
But that's the point of don't be a shitty person.
Yes.
Goodness transcends goodness.
Yes.
If you're a good person, and you're around some people, they tend to be good people too. And it passes along. If you're a good person, 9 times out of 10, your kids are going to grow up to be good people. But if you're a shitty person, your kids are going to be shitty. They learn what they see all the time.
100%. I think all human beings on this earth learn by people watching people do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. You can only teach your kid for so long. And I used to tell people like my son, he turned 18. I'm like, okay. Living here, you're going to start paying rent. You got a job.
Facts.
What? Yes, bro. I did my job. I did my job.
The free ride is over.
You got out of high school, and I'm not asking for a lot. And
just give me a little sum.
The rent he was giving me, I was putting into a savings account for him.
Right. He didn't even know what was popping.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm just trying to teach you how to live.
So you know responsibility.
Yeah,
so you
man.
You ain't never been to prison. You ain't never been arrested by the cops.
Right.
You got a chance to go to school if you want to.
Yep.
I did my job.
We good.
Now it's on you because
Yeah.
at a certain age, kids only learn from their parents so far.
Yeah.
And it's the friends around them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't teach them how to be good people so they can identify good people, then they get into that bad crowd.
Yep.
And they become shitty people. Like, okay, your parents must have been shitty. No, my parents was good. I just decided to go shitty. Or if the person's good, oh, you had good parents. Yeah, but they taught me to be around the good people. It's basic math. 1 + 1 does not equal apple. It just doesn't work that way. 1 + 1 = 2. Good, great.
That's it.
I thought people was like, oh, that was great. I'm like, well, you're greater. Like, greater's not a word. I'm like, great is a word to me. You're greater. It's like, no, there's great, there's greatest. Like, there's great, there's greater, and greatest. You are a greater person than I am. I'm going to pump you up. I need the people around me to be on the same level.
Facts. I agree. And with that said, thank you so much, Dom, for coming out, hanging with the boy. Listen, we got to get you back. It's always so much fun.
Right,
I got this new state-of-the-art stuff.
I see. I'm telling you, I want to talk about. Hold on. It's
But the job
D
beats.
to the M to the O to the T, rocking on the mic for shiz. No, I'm just playing.
It's all good. I like it. Thanks so much. I'm going to be a little greedy and I'm going to steal you. Thanks for coming out, bro.
Yep, thank you.
For sure.